What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing today? Good, I hope. Okay, so for today's adventure, we are doing the filming locations to one of my all-time favorite movies, Terminator 2 Judgment Day. That being said, there are so many filming locations all over the Los Angeles area, and unfortunately, I wasn't able to hit some of the major ones towards the end of the movie due to unforeseen circumstances. I ran out of time, etc., etc. But I do have a couple special surprises for you at the end of this video. So make sure you stay tuned all the way to the end and check out a very special surprise that nobody has ever documented before on Terminator 2 locations. I think you're really gonna dig it. That being said, enough talk. Let's get down to the Terminator 2 filming locations. So aside from the opening credits of the movie, the very first thing we see is a parking lot full of semi-trucks. That parking lot used to sit right here. And as you can see, it's a bunch of apartments, condos, whatever the hell you want to call them. But none of these used to be here. And it's really depressing, because I'm not saying that it's not cool to build apartments and whatever, but as a fan of movie history, it kind of sucks. But anywho, we see the T-800 arrive. Badass. He turns around and looks down past the semi-trucks. As he is turning around, he starts walking towards the road, this road right here. And across the street is the biker bar, which is now a public library. We're gonna walk over there here in just a second and take a look. So, semi is parked there. T-800 would have walked across the street. And right here, ladies and gentlemen, was the biker bar. They turned the biker bar into a public library now. And this is honestly really depressing, because it's such an iconic scene with the Terminator and everything he does. He walks up, goes inside the bar, and with the Dwight Yoakam song playing, walks over. I'm just gonna kind of walk around the parking lot here, which I would assume probably about, where I'm standing now is where the biker bar would have been. So he goes up to the guy. I need your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle. You forgot to say please. So then he gets in the altercation. The guy is thrown into the kitchen. T-800 walks in. Guy throws his keys at him, gives him his clothes, his boots. Then he gets out, or he walks out. God, I really wish that biker bar was here. It's so hard to, you can't really line anything up right here, but I'm just gonna imagine. They have that Bad to the Bone song playing. Terminator walks down the steps. Guy walks out with a shotgun. Kid, let's take the man's wheels, son. He gets up off the motorcycle, walks back up the steps, takes dude's sunglasses, puts them on, gets back on the bike, and I'll walk up this way. He burns out on the motorcycle. He takes off down the road. Takes off down the road that way. So we're here at the exact location of the arrival of the T-1000. And unfortunately, things change over time, and they have completely redone the 6th Street Bridge here. And there's not really much I can match up besides I can show you those towers there, the power lines those are still there. And those can be seen in the shot when the T-1000 arrives and the police officer pulls in, and he's kind of trying to figure out what's going on. He's looking around and stuff. Those power lines can be seen in the background. Now they're still redoing it. A lot of construction going on right now, but still one of the most iconic scenes from the movie. It sucks that they redone it, but oh well, what can you do? Things change. So I may or may not be geeking out about this next location, but I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty sweet. I'm on Valerio Street here for this next location, and I'm super excited to share with you guys. It is John Connor's foster parents' house. Oh, this is so cool. It has not changed since the filming of the movie. Oh, it's so cool. I don't remember this tree being here though. We are first introduced to John during this scene here. Janelle is going out in the yard to get her newspaper as she's running under the sprinkler, and she walks up to John, and he is in the garage with his friend working on the dirt bike, and John completely ignores her, and she goes inside, and Todd is sitting on the couch, sitting on his butt. She goes, I swear I've had it with that goddamn kid. He's like, honey, move. She's like, will you get off your butt and help me? Hasn't cleaned that room of his in like a month. He goes, relax, it's emergency, I'll get right on it. So Todd comes walking out that door there. It's crazy, it hasn't changed. The structure of the roof, the poles right there, they still have, like, it splits off. It still looks the same. It's so cool. Kind of geeking out right now. But anyway, Todd walks out. John's on his dirt bike getting ready to go out. He goes, John, come back inside, do what your mother tells you. John turns around, she's not my mother, Todd. And then they take off down this street here, playing Guns N' Roses. Later, after we're introduced to Todd, Janelle, and John, the T-1000 rolls up in his cop car. Neighbor's outside there. I think he's washing something or spraying something with a hose. T-1000 walks up to the door. He's like, are you the legal guardian of John Connor? That's right, officer. What's he done now, as Todd says. He's like, T-1000's like, may I speak with him, please? Todd's like, he could if he was here. Took off a little while ago on his bike. Could be anywhere by now. T-1000's like, you happen to have a photograph of John? And then Janelle hands him a picture. He's like, he's a good looking boy. He's like, there was another guy here on a bike too looking for him earlier. Does that have anything to do with this? T-1000's like, no, I wouldn't worry about him. Thank you for your cooperation. And then he walks out. Oh, this is so cool. And I'm pretty sure they did film inside the house as well. All right, for this location that we're at now, this building is the ATM hack building, where John and his friend, he brings his computer and he puts it into the machines. Like, go baby, go baby, go baby. All right. Pin number 300 bucks. All right. They get the money out, and you can tell, I mean, it's kind of hard to tell from here, but I'll zoom in, how the things are kind of slanted right there, the side of the building. Definitely the right spot. But anywho, after they steal the money, they come running down the alley right here. And this is the wall that they hide behind. And that's where John's buddy finds the picture of his mom. Like that her? Yeah, she's total psycho. She tried to blow up a computer lab. She got shot and arrested. It sucks that it's gated off, but it's some kind of church, I think. I don't know, but it does say beware of the dog. I don't really know, but it kind of sucks that it's blocked off. Can't go in there and match up any shots, but it is the exact location. So right here is the entrance to the spillway, where we see a quick shot of John on the dirt bike with his friend going into the spillway here. So I was actually on my way to the next location, and check this out. I accidentally ran into another Terminator 2 location that I wasn't really trying to get, so I kind of parked somewhere where I wasn't supposed to, and I ran down the street to grab this shot real quick. This is really cool. This is where John Connor and his buddy go up that ramp right there when they're riding in the spillway. So this location is pretty cool, thanks to a friend online who sent me the address of this place. This is the location of the T-800 on the path here in pursuit of the T-1000 that's chasing John. And if you look, the wooden posts are still here. It's an upper angle shot, sort of like this. And there's a little bit of movie magic in this specific spot. So it's a real quick cut to a different scene. There's the shot of the T-800 riding along here, and when he goes to cock his gun and does that world famous flip that he does, he's actually in a different area. So the only shot that they took was right here, the upper angle shot. And like I said, when it cuts to him cocking his gun, he's actually in a different area, because if you look behind him, there's a whole bunch of houses and there's nothing here but the highway. But still super cool though. And here we go for another quick location. This one is pretty iconic. Check this one out. This one needs no introduction. Right there is where the T-800 jumped into the spillway on the motorcycle. Oh, that's so cool. Did you know that that was done by a stunt actor known as Peter Kent? He doubled for most of Arnold's stunts. You could definitely tell the difference if you pause the movie as soon as he lands. That is definitely not Arnold. Well, for safety reasons, obviously Arnold didn't do it. But yeah, Peter Kent, look him up. But it's really cool to be here because it's such an iconic shot of the T-800 jumping into the spillway. All right, for this next location, I'm on the corner of Plummer and Havenhurst. And if you guys don't already recognize this location, you definitely should now. This is the spot where the T-1000 jumps the semi-truck into the spillway. Oh my God, I got goosebumps. This is so cool, guys. I'm like imagining it in my head right now as I'm standing here. John is in the spillway. He goes underneath, stops about right there, looks back, hears the tires screech, and semi comes from right there and then jumps into the spillway. And fun fact, little bit of tidbit information, when they shot that scene, obviously things change over time, these planners were not here, this gate wasn't here, and what they did was they set a ramp up right here high enough just to get the semi truck over this. This was never destroyed right here. They put an extra thing of bricks here that were able to be destroyed. So, dude, I'm totally standing where the T-1000 wrecked into the wall, into the spillway. Oh, this is so cool. And also, after the T-1000 jumps into the spillway chasing John, this is where the T-800 enters as well. This gate right here, he kind of busts open with his motorcycle. Oh, why does it gotta be locked for? I just want to get a picture like right there. I mean, I could jump it, but I don't know. Oh, it's just so cool. So much history just in this location alone. This is one of the most iconic locations that anybody who does filming locations on here, this is one of the most visited spots. And I can see why, because this is super nostalgic for me. Like, you can't see my face, but I'm definitely geeking out about this. Oh, this is so cool. Another thing I noticed, as you see right there on the side of the cement where it says Havenhurst Ave, that's still there. That was in the movie. I'm sure they've repainted it over time, but it's crazy that those letters are still there. So, crazy fact, just down the spillway there is where the T-800 jumps into the spillway, and right here is where the T-1000 gets blown up. The bridge onto Nettleton Street. Dang, it's so crazy that there was a whole explosion right here underneath this bridge. And then we'll go walk across the street here, get a little bit of a view from the other side. And right down there is where the T-800 and John drove off. And literally right beneath me is where the T-1000 come walking out after he got blown up in his liquid metal form. Oh, this is so cool. I know I keep saying that, but just everything is just, the nostalgia is real with this. If you watch the bonus scenes for this movie, you'll see that after the T-1000 gets blown up, the police and the fire department show up. This road is covered with the police and the fire and stuff because of the explosion and stuff. And right here was a police car. And that's the police car that the T-1000 took. This one doesn't even need any explanation. This is the alleyway that John and the T-800 come and have their discussion right here. Because you could see that building way off in the background and the cars passing as well. So the T-800 and John come rolling in here. They park right about here. And he's like, "Now don't get me wrong, you are a Terminator, correct?" He's like, "Correct." And then that's when John starts talking to him and stuff. Oh, this is so cool. Yeah, I won't go into much further detail, but this is the exact alley right here. And speaking of other places that have been torn down since the filming of the movie, first of all, let me just point out that across the street is where the T-800 arrived and the biker bar. Biker bar is there, T-800 arrived just over there. So I'm in this little shopping center here. It's got a bunch of food and whatnot. We got 7-Eleven. However, this scene was the scene where John and the T-800 go to call Janelle. And she's like, "Janelle, what's wrong with Wolfie?" Wolfie's just fine, honey. Wolfie's just fine. And then when the douchebags come over to help John, when he tells the T-800 to put him down and let him go, all that happened in this parking lot. Obviously, it has changed since then, and you can't really match anything up because it was dark in this scene. But I do believe that the main shot of the road of them pulling in was this road here. And I think I don't think the apartments behind were built then, but there is a bunch of apartments behind 7-Eleven here. But yeah, you can look it up online. This is the exact address of this location. It's crazy because it's right across the street pretty much, and just on the other side of that building right there of the opening scenes. Cool, huh? But this is the location, don't mind this bus, of Pescadero, where they had Sarah Connor locked up. And it's crazy busy, and apparently graduation just happened, because I just heard the graduation song and a bunch of people were walking out down that way. But it kind of looks the same. Building hasn't changed, but this is the entrance here. And in the movie, it was a little bit more farther down over that way. And this is where the entirety of Pescadero situation happened, where John and the T-800 save Sarah Connor. That whole scene, that whole Pescadero thing was just amazing. I love that location. And for this next location, I am in the parking garage of the Peterson Auto Museum, and this is the location of where Sarah, John, and the Terminator T-800 come out of the elevator, and the T-1000 is chasing them. Now, shout out to 80s Life for discovering this location. He matched it up pretty perfectly, and it is the exact spot. You can tell by the ceiling here, and in the movie they set up a fake wall right over there, and you can tell by these pillars. There's two circle ones here, a circle one there, and a square one right there. So this is where the elevator would have been. And then towards the end, when the T-1000 grabs onto the back of the cop car after escaping, John throws the piece of metal on the road, and there is some of these houses can be seen, and I think a little bit farther down some of the brick can be seen as well. And this guy's sitting in this truck watching me. I don't care. But right here along this road is where John would have threw out the T-1000 piece. But yeah, Pescadero. This sucks that I can't get any closer, or actually even get in there for that matter. It's a little bit of a better shot, but you can kind of see in between the trees there, there's where they would have came out of. This is the front that you mostly see in the shot. So that cement wall that you see right there, there's a ramp that goes down, and they faked it to come up out of there and come this way and come through the security gate. The security gate would have been somewhere along right here. Okay, so this location here is going to look a lot different, because in the film, this is the abandoned gas station that John, Sarah, and the T-800 pull into, and they take the bullets out of his back, and he watches over John and all that stuff. That all was filmed right here on this property. It was set up sort of closer to where this building is. Now, obviously it's been redone, and they built this instead. Gas station pumps are a little different, but Yeah, it sucks that this location was gone, torn down, but I thought I would come here and document it. This is one of those locations where, unfortunately, time hasn't been too good to it. Now, in the movie, it was like a small little gas station where the T-800, Sarah and John all pull off because the car's overheating, and then the Terminator T-800 puts coolant in the car, and then John gives Sarah some money to go get some food, and then they all talk about the inevitable and all that stuff. Let's take a closer look at this location. Unfortunately, this is kind of depressing in a way, but we made it. For this next location, it's kind of recognizable, but not much. But this is the Cactus Jack's small little gas station, if you will, from the film. And before Sarah, John, and the Terminator get to this location, they're coming from that direction, and John's giving the T-800 the talk about changing up his dialogue, and if he can learn stuff, chill out, dickwad, you know, making him learn some new slang. And then they pull off here, and they park right here because there's a Jeep or a truck. Sheesh. The original pole is still here, and there's a truck parked on the other side. And they would have pulled right here. And Sarah asked John if he has any money, and he's got a couple $100 because we all remember that he stole the money from the ATM machine earlier on in the movie. But unfortunately, time hasn't been too good to this location. So this is where the pump was. It would have got gas right there. And then right over here is where they would have had, which is also torn down. Geez, how many semis are there? There was a little food stand right here. I'll try and raise it up above so you can kind of see. But yeah, the extra scenes they added for the movie when John tells the Terminator he should learn to chill out, and he tries to teach him to smile, and he has that awkward smile that he replicates of the guy on the telephone pole, which is just over this wooden fence here. God, this sucks that I love this movie so much, and this location is gone. I mean, it's not gone, but I can't get to it. But I'm here, I'm documenting it. But yeah, Cactus Jack's. I'm glad I got to document this location before it's actually gone forever. So after they fill the car up, have a bite to eat, they all get in the car and they take off down this way, down that road there. And that's where Sarah asked the T-800 about the genesis of Skynet and how it's created and who created it. And that's when he gives the speech that Skynet goes self-aware at 2:14 a.m. Eastern Time, August 29th. Down this road. And when they're pulling off, you can still see the little gas station, and there used to be a building here and everything that was used to be here. But no more. It's gone. But it's cool that I got to document this. All right, here I am at Elysian Park. And this is Sarah's dream sequence, her nightmare that she has about the nuclear explosion. It does definitely look a lot different than it did in the movie. I'm pretty sure they built that playground. They could have, I don't know. If anybody can confirm that in the comments below, please let me know. But none of that's here. But this is an amazing view, though. At least Sarah went out with a view. But I think everybody can mostly agree that Sarah's nightmare was probably the scariest part of that film. Seeing the explosion and then the blast wave making people fly apart, burnt paper, everything like she describes it. Beautiful view. I'm loving the view of Dodger Stadium here. But that's pretty much the view that Sarah has. You could see the bomb drop just over in that direction. Really crazy to be here, where such an iconic scene happened, and just imagining imagining that happen. Like I'm playing the scene over in my head, and it's just freaking crazy just seeing it and then being here in person. Also, fun fact, there's a police academy shooting range just on the other side of the hill here. So when I walked up, I was matching some shots up, and I heard a bunch of gunshots, and I started freaking out because I thought like there was people over there, you know, shooting each other. No. See? Yeah. So totally forgot that that was over there, and I kind of like ducked a little bit and kind of started running back to my car, but then I was like, wait a minute, there's a police academy over there. So if you ever come to this location, be forewarned, if you are taking a video, don't be freaked out. There is a shooting range right here down the hill. Okay, so for a little bit of an added bonus here, I was just recently told this myself. So the music video, You Could Be Mine, Guns N' Roses, the ending of that music video where Arnold walks out and he sees the group, the band, was filmed right here where I'm at the Rainbow Bar and Grill and the Roxy right next door. Check out these locations. I've never seen anybody document this until today. So huge thank you to my buddy Rand, Nerd Locations. Go check him out. Instagram, YouTube, all that. Let's check out this location real quick. So right here is the Rainbow Bar and Grill, and right here is the Roxy. So in the music video, the Guns N' Roses come walking out of this door right here, which is now a Lemmy mural, which is amazing. They come walking out. They come walking across here to go into the rainbow. And you see Arnold walk like this, and he kind of looks back and he sees he's analyzing each one of them. And it's crazy that they just walked right out of this door. But another way you can notice that this is the exact location, that this building right here still matches up behind Arnold as he is walking at the band. All right, this is the final scene, the ending of Terminator 1984. There is a shot of Sarah Connor driving through the desert, talking into her microphone, if you will. And there's a little bit of an aerial shot, not too high up, but just the right angle. Obviously, I'm not able to do it. But it shows the gas station sort of like this perspective. And as she's driving in, the camera kind of pans over here to the right, and she stops right about there, and you can tell that the gas pumps have changed since then. This whole thing has changed. Well, this part has, not the building. Not so much as the building. I mean, it has too, in a way. But she's sitting in her Jeep, her iconic Jeep, and she's talking into her microphone about the future and John and Kyle, him being his dad and whatnot. And then as she's sitting there, a kid comes up, takes her photo, which is the iconic photo that Kyle had throughout the future, and he tries to get her for $5, I think. She settles for $4, so she takes it. He gives the little kid $4, or she gives the little kid $4. Kind of standing in the way here. And the older gentleman walks up and he's talking to her as well. And he's like, "There's a storm coming." She says, "I know." She takes off down that way, and as you can see, there are no mountain ranges within sight. They're way, way down that way. But pretty cool to be here. The ending scene of the very first Terminator. So it's no doubt that T3 has a different vibe than T1 and T2. But this is the bar that the T850 goes to when we are introduced to him. Let's go check it out. Okay, so right here is the bar that the T850 goes into. Now, when the T850 arrives in the desert, you would think that it's right in front of the bar here, but no, as you can see, it's literally just a big hill. But anywho, so the next shot of the T850 is walking across the street right here towards the bar. Now it's kind of crazy because after watching this movie for so many years and actually being here, it's crazy. But walking across the parking lot here as a very nude T850 comes up to the front door here, there's a guy sitting right where that blue bucket is, and he kind of looks at Arnold and they look at each other. He says, "Go around back." And when he goes around the back there, they come to find out it's girls' night here at the bar. And T850 walks up to the guy on stage and he's like, "Your clothes, give them to me now." He's like, "Patience, honey." So not too long after that, he says, "Talk to the hand." So the T850 talks to the hand. He takes dude's clothes and he comes walking out of this side door right here. And the classic leather outfit, just like the first two movies, Arnold sports some sort of leather outfit in some sense. And right here is where he pulls the glasses out of his jacket and he kind of puts on those pink star glasses. Definitely not him. Definitely not him. But yeah, right here is where this scene took place. I believe they probably shot it inside. I'm not sure if they did. But really cool to be here. All right, so here I am at the Arco AM PM gas station, and this is the gas station used in T3. Now, I'm not going to match any shots up, but it's pretty busy, so I'm not going to do that. But however, this is the exact location of where the T850 goes in, and he has a bunch of snacks, puts them in a basket, if you will, and then tells the cashier to talk to the hand. And then he goes out and he's got John and Catherine Brewster in the back of the truck, the animal control truck, I think is what it is. And he throws the stacks at her. She tries to get out. He throws her back in, and then that's when John and Catherine have a talk in the back of the truck. All that filmed right here.